Hello, everybody. I'm Mike Maloney for the Greenville Veterans Memorial Library, Greenville Veterans Memorial Park and Digital Library. We're filming today, as always, at the Greenville Senior High School, home of the Greenville Green Wave, the IMTV studios. Always grateful for them. We are at episode 8 of Never Stop Serving, and as always, we have a good example. We're going to get to those in just a second here. I did want to talk about the kimono you have right in front of you here. It's covering one of our guests, actually. He's behind here. You'll see him in a second. But this kimono was given to us so we could scan it and get it in digital format by Bob Sloniger's family. That was episode 2. You can go back and check that out if you'd like. I just wanted to share this, that we've already started with a small amount of people that have given us stuff already started finding gems like this. Like, look at this. This is a kimono that was purchased in Japan during the occupation, when Japan was being occupied. So I think that was I think that's very awesome there. Bob Sloniger had all kinds of photos that the Sloniger family has given us, and they're going to be up in our library very shortly. Probably by the time this films, you'll be able to see that. Check all that stuff out. It's all kinds of good stuff, old Japanese pictures and so forth. Also, I want to share also, we just aired Judy Jones and Rob Jones' episode. They gave us stuff. Judy gave us stuff. And this, I think, is very unique. This is Alan Jones' British passport. So I think that's pretty awesome. I mean, it's not a U.S. passport to go to Britain. It's a British passport. He was a British citizen, served in the British Army, and then he served in the U.S. Army. That's very unique, especially for somebody from good old Dark County. Just wanted to share those two. You can check all this stuff out in detail on our Facebook page, where we have particular files set up for each person now. All right. Our guest is Dennis and Sharon Young. Another Greenville alumni. You know how thrilled we are when we get Greenville alumni here. Not going to steal their thunder, but they are Greenville alumni and they are high school sweethearts, so it's going to be a beautiful story today. Please, Dennis Young, start out by telling us, obviously you grew up in Greenville, tell us all about that. Tell us about your family. I know your family, your dad and your uncle have distinguished military service too. Please talk about them and brag on, sir.
Well, okay. Well, Mike, I want to shake your hand.
Hey,
Thank you for inviting us today.
Yeah.
As you know, Mike, we grew up here in Greenville. Mike Maloney and I met at the VFW here in Greenville. We were both sons of the VFW, and we really grew up together. We were both in the military, met each other throughout our years and our careers throughout the years. I met my beautiful wife, Sharon, here from Greenville. We were in the band together, went to school together. She was a year younger than I was. We ended up getting married.
So what year did you graduate, Dennis?
1984.
Woohoo! 84 rules.
84 rules.
That makes what, Sharon, 85?
85.
Yeah, we love her too. Anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't the same, but it worked.
Okay.
It was a good life here growing up in Greenville. Enjoyed it. Loved Greenville High School. I love the changes, that they've done here. But I grew up here, went to the military in 84, spent 24 years, deployed multiple times, been all over the country, Japan, the Middle East, Europe, Hawaii, Alaska, just multiple places throughout the 24 years. Retired in 2007. Wife and I were living in Oklahoma when we retired. Then we decided to come home. And it was time to come home after 25 years. We came home, and now we unfortunately live up in Fairborn, part of the Skyhawks, but our heart's always right here in Greenville. We always come down here. We have family still here, and it's just a great place. Mike talked about my dad and my uncles. They're both deceased now. My dad was Denny Young. Steve Young was my uncle. They both served in Vietnam. My dad was in the Army. My uncle was in the Marines. In actuality, they met. The only time they met while they were overseas in Vietnam was when they were both shot up, and they were in Japan during R&R, recovering from being shot. So that was the only time they met. But then, they both got out. My dad medically retired in '75. My uncle only did his short first, I think 4 years in the Marines and then got out. And that was their military history. Like I said, I'm retired military as well. And now we're here today. And we're moving on and growing and love the idea. We have 2 wonderful kids, Keith Young, who has just turned 18, and my daughter who is 20, Danielle. And then it's just a great life to have.
All right. Well, you skipped some stuff, so I'm going to help. I'm going to help you brag a little bit, Dennis. Well, first, I didn't know this. Your dad and uncle met in a hospital in Japan.
In a hospital in Japan.
When they were both wounded from Vietnam.
When they're both wounded from Vietnam. Yep.
No kidding.
Yep.
Now, see, that's got to be some unique stuff. We were finding such unique stuff that we never knew before. Going through this stuff.
And they were in 2 different services.
Right. One was a Marine, one was a
Army.
soldier.
Yep.
That is something. Do you have like the dates and stuff like that? Do you have any of your memorabilia that might show any when that occurred? I'd like to.
No, I do have a book of my dad when he was over in Vietnam. It's an extremely old book of pictures when he was in Vietnam. But the one thing I know of that was in I think it was 65, late 65 when this happened.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Very interesting. Did they see any celebrities while they were in the hospital?
I don't know.
Oh,
Not sure about that.
We had one guy we talked to, John Wayne. He visited John Wayne.
Ah.
Yeah. So that's very interesting. So we met at the hospital in Japan. That's very interesting. What other interesting stories are there? Is there any others?
Oh, just a life.
Just alive, yeah. Okay, so you mentioned that you live in Fairborn now.
Yep.
And you do a lot for the community, don't you?
Oh yeah, we are.
What do you do for the high school?
Well, for the high school, wife and I both, we photograph all the school events. We do all their sports, graduation.
And how much you get paid for that?
Nothing. It's all volunteer time.
All volunteer. So you're continuing to serve civically now that you're out of the military. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We not only are we part of that, we're also part of the Miamisburg Soccer Association. We coach down there with soccer, and we're part of the board down there. And we're also part of AFS, the Foreign Exchange Student Program.
That's what I wanted to hear about.
Yeah,
Come on, let's
Foreign
hear
Exchange
more about
Student
that.
Program, which we have a student again this year. It's our 4th year in a row with a student. We have a young man named Pedro, who is from Argentina, and he's a great young man. He's 15, soon to be 16. And so we're very involved, or I'm very involved with the AFS program, with bringing students here to the United States.
What's that acronym mean?
I think it's American Field Services.
American Field Services.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, in actuality, a lot of people don't know this, and I didn't know this either. AFS was originally designed as ambulance drivers during World War I.
Oh, really?
They were ambulance drivers, and during World War I. So then it turned into supporting of other countries, and then it became part of bringing students from other countries to the U.S. to give them a lifestyle of what U.S. kids go through every day.
Right. Yeah. All right. So you volunteer at the high school. You take care of exchange students. What else, Dennis? I know you do.
And Miamisburg Soccer Association, we do that.
Right now, and Dennis is a very good friend of mine, of course. And I call him, and you're always calling bingo. Who's that for?
For the high school.
See, that's something else.
It's for the music club, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And your lovely wife doesn't. Where is she employed?
At the Dayton VA Center.
Oh,
She helps veterans.
So she helps veterans too.
Yeah.
Now, see, isn't it amazing how I just know this about people? So tell us more about that. Because actually, while Jenny was in, you guys were both in. Didn't you work civil service too?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about that, Sharon. Take it away.
Well, I started out in 1987 working for the Army Air Force Exchange Service, and I worked at the Burger Bar, and then worked at a ski shop in Germany for the for AFIS, and then also
Isn't that near Winkelmoos?
No.
It's other way. Okay. Cool. Sorry.
And we're in Baumholder.
Oh.
Yeah, we were in Baumholder.
Yeah, that's right.
And then we went to Hawaii, and I worked at Triple Army Medical Center as a clerk for the adult medicine clinic, and then did a little bit of accounting with AFIS as well, and then went to Fort Sill and did.
Forgot about Alaska.
Well, Alaska,
Then,
yeah, I did accounting in Alaska for AFIS.
But now you do a great thing.
And
You
then
support veterans.
I code medical records at the Dayton VA.
So you code records for the VA. Okay.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And now you did it right there. Where is that? Off of 35, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Right next to the cemetery. All right. So what else do you do? I know you guys do something else. What else do you volunteer with? What else do you do? I know
Well,
you're
that's all our
always
volunteer
serving
work.
the community. What?
Always have the community, but we
Yeah.
always do all kinds of things. Right now, we've just been asked to be part of a committee to help build a new school for Fairborn, a new school complex. They want to build a new school complex, and we're part of that committee to do that with. And we do a lot of volunteer work for people. Anybody needs our help, we help. You know, like I said, we do not only for photos for the school. We do photos for seniors. We do weddings, and we do all kinds of things just to help people out.
Right on, you guys. Well, you guys are my favorite, and I'm glad I finally dragged you in here, dragged you to Greenville to do this. You talked about, let's see, we talked about your dad, and we talked about your uncle. Do you know how long your uncle was in Vietnam? Was he in just 1 year?
Yeah, my uncle only spent the one tour there.
Right. And did he get out after that?
Yes. He got out of the military after that. He only did his 4 years, I think, in the Marines. That was it.
Right. And your dad was in about 4 years also? Or?
No, Dad spent 17 years in. He medically retired in 1975. He had
that's
a
right,
massive heart
75.
attack. Yeah, he had a massive heart attack.
Yeah, because I remember he had like a blue ID card or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. Thank you again for sharing with that. Did we miss anything?
Nope.
All right, okay, and if you guys missed it, this guy is dressed in drag at our talent show. You can go check it out on our YouTube channel if you missed it. It's quite the show. As the newspaper correctly said, he actually brought down the house. Check it out if you can. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I
Mike,
really
love
appreciate
ya.
it. Thank you for never stop serving, because that's what you guys do. All right, thank you guys, appreciate it.